Hello, welcome to Dan Multiscales. In today's video, I'm going to show you on how to reinstall or install Windows 11 on unsupported CPUs according to Windows 11 system requirements. The minimum requirement is Intel 8th generation. Anything below that, it's not supported. Let's check that. For example, I'm running PC Health Checkup. If I click on that, I get a warning to say that this PC doesn't currently meet Windows 11 system requirements. The main reasons for that, because the processor, the CPU that I have is a 7th generation. Well, this is incorrect. I know there are many videos out there that you would have to modify the registries, but with this video tutorial, I'll show you on how to install Windows 11 without even having to modify that your CPU is supported or bypass the CPU check. As long as you have TPM 2.0, then this video is for you. If you don't, then I will create and publish another video on how to install Windows 11 on unsupported TPM. Let's begin. If you haven't created Windows 11 installation media, I will put the link in the description below on how to create Windows 11 installation media. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon to turn your notifications on for future uploads. Let's start. If you have your Windows 11 installation media ready, follow this guide. In today's video, I'm going to show you on how to reinstall Windows 11 from scratch. If you have already created Windows 11 installation media, you're good to go and you can follow my guide. If you haven't, I have another video created on how to create Windows 11 installation media. In another word, on how to create Windows 11 bootable USB. I'll put the link in the description below if you need to watch it, or if you haven't already created Windows 11 installation media. If you have, plug the USB and then power on the machine. As soon as you power on the machine, you would need to immediately press one of the F keys. It depends on the motherboard manufacturers. For example, for Gigabyte, it's mainly F8 or F12. For Asus, F7 or F8. Alternatively, you can change the boot sequence in the BIOS. You can go to the boot option and change the boot priority and make sure that the USB installation media is set to the first boot priority. Once you've done that, you would need to save changes and reset. Then it will boot from the USB. As soon as you click save changes and reset, it will boot from the USB. Or if you have used one of the F keys and then it will present you with please select the boot device, then you select the USB and it will take you to the installation. Then I will take you through step by step on how to successfully reinstall Windows 11. You can choose your language. For example, I want English United Kingdom. Click next and then just click install now. You will then be presented for you to type the product key. Please note, the majority of machines these days, the product key has been deployed and injected to the motherboard. What that means is you will not be presented with this. For example, it will automatically bypass it because it's digitally injected to the motherboard, so you don't have to type the key manually. If you presented with that, you can just, for the time being, you can just click I don't have a product key. Now you can choose your edition. Again, if you try to reinstall the operating system, if you originally ordered the PC or a laptop, for example, with Windows, for example, 11 Home or Pro, it will bypass it again. But because I have selected that I don't have the product key, for example, that's why I will be presented which edition of Windows I want to select. For example, my machine came with Windows 11 Home. I'm just going to click next. Click I accept the Microsoft software license terms and make sure you select the second option, which is custom install Windows only advanced. Now what we need to do, if you have a number of partitions created here, for example, by default, if you try to reinstall Windows, you will have a number of partitions, potentially 4 partitions. If you do, all you need to do is click on each individual partitions and then delete until you're left with, for example, it depends how many drives you have, please make sure you back up your data. If you have backed up your data on the D drive, make sure you only delete the drive where the Windows was originally installed. Alternatively, if you've just swapped your drives, for example, you've bought a brand new M.2 SSD or SSD, then it should just show unallocated space, that there is nothing on this particular drive. If there is any, for example, you can just delete it until you're left with unallocated space. Highlight it and then click next. The installation will begin. All you need to do is be patient. It shouldn't take too long. It depends on what drive you have. If you have a traditional hard drive, it will take a little bit time. If you have a standard SSD, then it shouldn't take too long. If you have M.2 SSD, it will be pretty fast. Once this is done, then the rest will be in your hand. All you need to do is create and set up your machine. Create a username, password, PIN, sign in with your email or Microsoft account, and you're good to go. When the installation is completed, and you've created a username, password, and PIN for your PC and logged into Windows, you're good to go. As you can see on here, if I go to Start, Settings, and then scroll down to About, as you can see, I have a 7th generation of Intel, and I was able to install Windows 11 without having to modify anything in the registry, for example, CPU bypass. You don't have to do that as long as your PC or laptop have TPM 2.0. For any of the TPM 1.2, 1.4, you would have to modify the registration, unfortunately. This is how you reinstall or install Windows 11 on unsupported CPUs. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.